Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I will be showing you guys how to install the Vicrez wide body fender flares on my 2017 Challenger RT. I've had the kit in probably for about good 4 to 6 weeks, but haven't gotten around to installing yet, only because I wanted to do as much research as possible in order to have the best fitment and the best look. So I will be releasing kind of probably 3-4 videos just kind of really detailing the install, because it can get complicated depending on your wheel and tire setup and ride height, all that kind of good stuff. So I'm not going to just do one long video. I'm going to do kind of short series videos. That way it can kind of be a little more detailed so you guys can see, you know, how this actually works with the proper setup, so on and so forth. And again, this is, I mean, I guess you can call this is my way, but I've sort of just taken pieces and asked questions from different guys who've already done it, and I will definitely give them a little shout out towards the end so you guys can kind of see, you know, some of their installs, their cars, so on and so forth though. But this first video is going to be just the prep. You know, I think the prep with anything is most importantly, and I think specifically here is really important, because depending on your car height, meaning is it lowered, you know, so on and so forth, is it stock, your wheel and tire setup, that's going to dictate, you know, how much cutting you're going to have to do. You know, just the overall difficulty level of this kit all depends on your current setup or what you're going to be doing. Now, as far as myself, I actually went and got a brand new wheel and tire setup just for this kit, just because I wanted to sort of do it the right way. So for my setup, I went and got the 20 by 11 all the way around, all 4 corners, the Hellcat wide body 2 wheels by Vox. Definitely I'll leave a link down in the description below of where you can kind of get them. I think a lot of places get them, but it's definitely the wheel to go with, number one. And number two is there aren't too many wheels that are 20 by 11 with that -2 offset. Now, that -2 offset is the key to this, you know, whole build, I guess you can say, because with that -2 offset, you're going to have your rims, you know, sticking out versus having a positive offset where they're kind of sticking in. So I'll leave a little graphic below just to kind of so you guys see what I'm talking about. But, you know, having the right wheel and tire setup is going to be sort of key to this, because my main goal after this is all said and done is I don't want to cut my flares. I don't. So if I can get away with not having to cut any of my flares, that's, you know, that's sort of the end, you know, end goal. Now, if I have to for whatever reason, sure, why not? But I have been driving on this current setup for last about a couple of weeks now, and I've had zero issues with it at all. So the only time I see any kind of rubbing is when I, you know, when the car bottoms out a little bit. But besides that, I've had no issues. Now, as far as the tire setup, with the rears, I went with a 305 35 20 in the rear, and in the front, I went with a 275 40 20 in the front. Now, definitely there's guys out there running 315s in the back, 315s all the way around, so I didn't want to go that route again. I wanted to be a little safer on this route. And again, so with the kit, obviously you get the flares, you know, you get some double-sided sticky tape. From, you know, talking to different guys, this isn't the best stuff, so I do recommend you guys going out and getting some 3M tape. That is kind of the best stuff. Get the 1/2-inch one. Again, don't worry about it. I'll leave a description, a link below, so you guys can check out where to get it from. But you're gonna need about 3 rolls of the tape, and so that's gonna take care of the tape. Also, you're gonna need some JB Weld plastic putty. So it's gonna be this guy right here, so you can check it out. So you're gonna need, I used, I think, almost 6 of these rolls. If you want your car to stick properly, you're gonna need something that just, you know, that's gonna give it another surface, and I'll explain why. So, all right, guys, since for this install, this is sort of the layout of things that you're gonna need in order to kind of properly install this kit. Obviously, you're gonna need a good drill, alcohol to sort of, you know, wipe down and clean off your surface. And then I picked up again, so I've got some leftover 3M tape I'll be using. Again, the kit comes with some with some just double-sided sticky tape already, but it's not the best, so I do recommend you guys getting some actual 3M tape. Take care of that. I'll probably, you know, a flathead screwdriver just to kind of pop off your rivets. Unless you've never popped them out before, you may need to get a whole new rivet set. I'll show you kind of where to get those. a Dremel drill. Reason being for this is I am going to be shaving off part of the actual kit, not the car, so I'll kind of show you that. So we'll be doing that as well. Then I also went ahead and picked up the ZL1 add-on rock guards. So obviously this will prevent any kind of rock chips. I did get the wide body version, so hopefully these do fit. If not, you know, I can probably just modify them just to make them fit though, but I might as well just kind of throw them on now because I've seen a lot of these wide body cars just get crazy rock chips on the side, so rather just take care of that problem now and just throw them on. But overall, this is what you're going to need to kind of, again, properly install the kit. Alright, so this is just an example of one of the flares that comes with the kit. Now, the only issue with this kit that I've seen so far is this is where all your 3M tape goes. If you want to just, you know, use the 3M way and stick it onto the car, there isn't enough contact surface for that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your JB Weld plastic putty, which is, again, this guy right here. You're basically just going to activate the putty and then just going to put it all along the edges. Now, I've seen some guys just do spotted. I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm going to do the whole entire thing of every single one of the flares. Now, obviously, you know, there's 4 flares plus obviously the bottom pieces, so there's quite an amount of these little gaps that you need to fill with the putty. So again, I used 6 of these little tubes. So I would recommend just kind of picking those up now and just kind of, you know, doing this process the night before. I believe it says it cures after maybe like an hour or something like that. So I'm just not going to take any chances, and I'm just going to, you know, I spent one day just kind of laying all this off right now, and then obviously the next day it'll be ready to go for install. So that's going to be sort of your first step when it comes to kind of prepping. Alright guys, if you can see here, I just kind of taped off the edges, just, you know, getting the kind of the putty on there. And then once it's done, you know, you sort of get the idea. So just like, I mean, it's not the, you know, nicest whatever, but again, now you've got a nice contact surface on there, so that way you can, when you lay on your 3M tape, you're going to have just a good surface on there, because again, with those little gaps before, it doesn't stick. It's already been proven it doesn't stick, so this is by far the best way. If you're going to go the 3M tape way, the best way is to kind of prep the flares first, lay on that JB Weld plastic putty, and you should have a good contact surface. So this is one of the flares, and let me show you some of the other pieces that I already did. So again, I'm just kind of show you just some of the random pieces that come with the kit. But again, same thing, just kind of lay it all in there. Do that. So we should have, again, no issues with it not sticking, all that kind of good stuff. Again, as long as my surface is prepped, this should do the trick though. So again, I would advise you guys, before you even install the kit, start putting that JB Weld plastic on all of your pieces. Wherever you see these little, I don't know, these little dividers here, whatever you want to call them, start prepping it now. Wait a day, let it cure, let it set 100% before you start installing your kit. Now, just a quick tip, guys. If you can see here, I really sanded down the JB Weld so it's nice and smooth. That way, because if you have a lot of bumps with a 3M tape, it's not going to sit correctly. It's probably just going to come off. So just if you look at all this powder, I've been sanding it. So I've been sanding every piece as I'm going along with the tape. Again, just to make sure that you have a nice, clean, and smooth surface. Alright guys, now that our flares have been prepped with the JB Weld plastic putty, now it's going to be time for us to go ahead and install the 3M automotive tape. So this is probably the best stuff around. So again, all we're going to do is we're going to go along the putty line, and then obviously make sure it's nice and secure. Now, a little trick that you can do during this kind of cold weather, I mean, it's not super cold in the garage, it's decent, but if you want to kind of create the best contact and just kind of bonding services, a little trick you can do is you can take your heat gun and warm up the flare just where obviously the putty is, and then as well as warm up the tape. That way you kind of give maximum, you know, adhesion to both items. Then to take your gun and then just... Alright, again, just a little bit, and then just start laying down your 3M. And then again, even with the 3M, just warm it up just a little bit. Alright guys, there you go. I mean, this stuff is on pretty good, so I should have no issues with it. And again, that JB weld, that's a game changer right there. So that's the secret sauce to these flares sticking on with the 3M tape. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out the other 3 flares. And then again, we'll just show you a quick little time lapse of that. And then we will continue with the little side corner pieces. Alright guys, I want to go over a couple more things on this prep video before we actually begin the install. And I'm going to start off with the front pieces. Now obviously this is the piece that goes, and obviously you got the driver's side and the passenger side. And this is actually goes in front, and this is where the turntable goes. Now, obviously you guys know, for me, I have a 2017 Challenger RT with a Scat Pack front bumper. What that means is this piece, how it comes, will not fit. Now, I've seen other people, again, cut out the front bumper. I just don't think it's necessary. So what I did was I actually shaved off, and I did it on this one here, is I shaved out just the bottom piece here just to kind of round it out, and it fits perfectly. So just to give you guys an idea, the blue is about how much I had to shave off the original one, though. So if you look here, this is how much you're going to have to shave off to make it look like this. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But if you look on this side, this should give you an idea of how much I shaved again. So again, the blue is how much you have to sort of shaved off to make it sort of look like this here. So I'm going to add another piece of tape right here, just to kind of hold it in place. But besides that, if you look here again, if you kind of put them together like this, you can see how much shorter this one is compared to this one. So I shaved out the good probably inch. So all this piece right here, all this blue, again, I just sort of guesstimated how much I shaved off from this one, is what you're going to have to shave off in order for you to kind of fit these 2 front pieces together on that front clip. So again, what I did was I just took my Dremel drill and just kind of went to town, shaved it out completely, and then came out with this. I already sort of wrapped it already, so but yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it here, though. So if you look here, this is how much I had to shave off. So just to give you guys an idea, so before you guys kind of prep these or paint them or whatever you're going to do to them, you want to kind of shave these 2 pieces off first 100%, because again, unless you don't have a Scat Pack front bumper, then you should be okay. But if you do, more often than not, you're going to have to shave these off. Okay. Again, there's a comparison. So before, again, on this one, it used to come down probably about here, and it had those little lines going across, those plastic lines. Well, they're all gone because I shaved them all off. And again, I cut about probably a good inch. If you look here, I had these all the way around. If you look at this one, they are all gone. So just to sort of give you guys an idea of how much you need to shave off. Again, shave off a little bit at a time, and then just kind of keep test fitting it until basically this part here aligns with the car. This is a good guide to use, and then besides that, you should be good to go. And this is the last piece I'm going to show you guys for the prep. So for all 4 fender flares, I did the same exact thing. So what I did was, as you can see here, the bracket is right here, and I cut it right here, stopped it right here, and then I left this piece on. So if you look here, this is actually some JB weld. So I wanted to add some more security to it. Again, right here is going to be some more double-sided sticky tape. So it's going to sticky tape right here and right here all the way along. And then if you look here, if you can tell here, I kind of shaved off this bottom piece here as well, because when I was test fitting the pieces, I could tell there was going to be a clearance issue. So what I did was, again, I shaved off this piece here all the way around, and then I took off probably a good ½ inch to an inch, put it on, and then aligned 100% with the fender of the car. So that worked out perfectly. So again, pretty confident in this method. I think it should work out really, really well. Alright guys, that's going to conclude today's video. Again, this first part was just about the prep. So as long as your flares are prepped with the JB Weld putty and you have the correct wheel and tire setup, you should be good to go. Again, just a recap, I've got a 2017 Challenger RT Super Track Pack, so it does have the kind of lower suspension, and again I went with a 20/11 wheel all the way around. I went with the Hellcat wide body 2, and as far as tires, I went with the 305s in the back and 275s in the front. So again, I didn't really want to cut anything out of the car, so if I do, is what it is though. But with this current setup, I should not have to. Again guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you for part 2.